Hello, and welcome back to another episode. So, today I am doing a couple of things at the same time. So, learning how to go live on the Facebook. If you have not tuned into the Facebook group, then you need to subscribe as a club member for Omega Alpha so that you can go ahead and join in on the chat and join in with me whenever I do the live recordings. In this case, you all in the YouTube world will get a different version from the live lesson where I would engage with my audience should my audience have any questions. So in this week's lesson, we are talking about the spiritual role and assignment. And what really inspired me to create this lesson was I really was sitting down with myself and really asking, what is my assignment? When I think about, and I thought about my children in this instance, and as a mom, you know the experiences that you have gone through for those who are parents out there. And there are certain things that you want to protect your children from. And the question that came to mind was, can I truly protect my child from some of those things, especially when it comes down to the cycle that recur out through families? And when we think about the generations of different individuals, of different families. Each family has their own things, their karmas that they have to break. And so you have the individuals who would recognize that cycle and that pattern and would try to deviate from repeating the same cycles within the family dynamics as the family continues to grow. The whole point is for you all to evolve as a being and to help inspire the people around you, which is really tying into what the lesson is for this week. And so I wanted to talk about the spiritual assignment. First thing that I wanted to cover was who assigned you this role. Now, before we talk about what the assignment is and who, let me just break down a little bit about when you find your life purpose and when you discover what it is that you were meant to do on this planet. Many times we want to attach that to a tangible thing or a tangible action. I should be a doctor. I should be this. I should be that. Well, that's part of it. But the other part is that you should love what you're doing. And so a whole thing revolving around life purpose is you are fulfilling out what you were meant to do here in this lifetime, and you are enjoying it, and you're also being a benefit to the rest of the world. And so that's how you know you're in a win-win situation with your life purpose. Now, if you're complaining about the very thing that you're doing to sustain your living and to keep the materialistic possessions that you have, now you are venturing into the area of you're too much in the physical, living on the surface, and you're being controlled and manipulated by the obsession over the materialistic possessions. Because if you understand your soul's assignment, then you will understand that everything that your heart's desires in this life, you can have. But you have to understand, one, who you are and what your assignment is. You have to understand that. So when I say who assigned you this role, now I'm referring to your higher self. It's your higher self and our Heavenly Father that was giving you the approval to come down here. Because if we think about where we were before all of this, we were spiritual beings living out whatever life we were living out in a previous life, or maybe we were just right up under the bosom of the Heavenly Father. Either way, we were not here on planet Earth. So the fact that we came down here, we understood that somebody sent us. So now I've just given you the answer that the two people that are in charge of sending you was our Heavenly Father, who gave the permission, and you, your higher self, for choosing to come down here with a mission. Now, what is that mission? The mission was, here's the assignment, is for you to live out life as a human being. Now, in living out life, what does that mean? That means that we're allowed to speak our truths. We're living in our truths. We're not living a lie. Living a lie is only going to make us frustrated anyways. If we're doing something that, or not even doing something, if you love or in a relationship with someone who you don't love, that's living a lie. And in living a lie, you're going to be miserable because it's not your truth. You came down here to speak your truth, to live out your truth. And the truth is of a loving vibration, because sometimes what I've noticed in a lot of militant type leaders is that sense of authority, almost when they're speaking their truths from their hurts and their painful perspectives on life and why they're doing what they're doing. If it involves harming someone else, that's not the direction of the divine. It's just not. Even in the name of religion, it is not in the direction of the divine essence of love. Love is the highest vibration. And in other texts, when we're talking about multi-dimensions, once you get past the sixth dimension, there's darkness, and dark energy does not exist. It's nothing but the light energy. It's loving energy. That's the high vibration. So when we're thinking about in terms of being in that vibration and living your truths, and the people who choose to manipulate their power and their words to cause harm on others, that's not the direction. The direction is of love. All vibration, as you go up higher and higher, it gets to love, which is the setting point of the highest vibration, because above that is joy, peace, and total enlightenment. And when you get to total enlightenment, you really just disconnect from all material things, because you know that's the illusion. But we're going to stick to the basics on why we came here. So the second point of our assignment is to be the model to inspire others. So we came down here not only to live a happy, fruitful life, but we also came down here to model what a happy, fruitful life is for the new generation moving forward. And so when we think of, as you get older and older in this system that cycles itself over and over again, because if we think about truly some of the lessons that were studied in some of the ancient texts and biblical texts, some of those stories contain lessons that we can learn from and apply into our lives today. So when we think about the cycle only keeps repeating itself. They don't call it a Jezebel spirit for nothing. It's an energy that carries and lingers and finds the person who is the vibration of that spirit, so it can harness and give whatever energy to, or feed off of the energy of that being. So when we look at the world between the non-physical and the physical, our energies and our vibrations become that tool that attracts those energies. We may never encounter any of those energies, or maybe you will. Maybe your sons or daughters are going to encounter those energies. Now, that brings me back to the point of you need to be the model to inspire others, especially the ones coming up, because they're going to run through that cycle anyways. When I spoke about my children in the beginning, and I thought about as a mother being like literally afraid of my children experiencing what a heartbreak is. I don't want my children to experience that. None of them. But will I be able to prevent that? The best I can do is be the model of what love is to them, so that they can aspire, my daughters can aspire to be like that aspect of love to their husbands, and they choose their husbands in the manner that is guided by their spirit, the person who's going to uplift them. And teaching my son how to choose a wife who's going to uplift him. Did I say that right? Maybe uplift. Well, anyway. But you hopefully you get what I'm trying to make. The point is that we as a group, as a collective, as a community, have to model that for our students, for our youth, for they're looking at us on how to do things. And the way that we respond is the way that they respond. Many times when I've gone into the classroom, I've noticed that my students would act like what happens in the home, even the young ones. You would think on the elementary, you tell them not to curse, right? Okay. They know they're going to get in trouble when they curse at home, so they're not going to do it. But when they get on that playground, you make one of them mad enough and you see what type of words fly out their mouth, and then you wonder, where did that come from? Came from home. So they're watching, and we have to be that inspired model for them. And it takes us being masters of our emotions. I call that emotional intelligence. Now, the third point is when one of our third point for the assignment is we are the ones who are supposed to harness that light. Once you wake up to who you are, once you realize what your purpose is, and you know that on a 24/7 basis, you are to maintain a loving vibration until the end of your life, and then even in after death, life after death, you are going to continue to maintain a loving vibration in the spirit, because heaven forbid you became angry as an angel, what's going to happen? Oh, I guess that's where the fallen angels come in, right? You're going to come back here down on earth again? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So when everybody in the room drops their vibrations, your job is to hold that light. Your job is, once again, tying into that second point, to be that inspiration, to be that role model. Model it. Yes, I know that person over there in the room is acting like who knows what in the animal kingdom, but you need to model what it's like to be a human being for that individual, so that maybe your calm spirit will calm that wild beast down. You hear the saying all the time, you can't fight fire with fire. It's only going to just make that burn even more. So you want to meet that with calm. Because actually, I'm going to tie it into this point, is that energy, it brewed up from something. It brewed up from pain and suffering. And the person, and this is point number 4, is that the person who can treat that negative energy with love and compassion becomes the person who is of authority in that room. Why? Because love is the highest vibration. Even there's so many different references, once again, where we hear the demons once they saw Jesus, they ran out, gone, didn't even want to be in the area. So think of your energy in that light sense. When you are that vibration of pure love, the demons, negative energy, etc., whatever you want to label them as, that doesn't want to even, it repels. Science even teaches that energy, a negative and a positive, they're just not going to mesh well unless you have something else to connect it. So you want to approach and think of yourself as that transmuting energy, the individual in the room who is going to approach things with loving and compassion. So this is combining point number 3 and point number 4, right? So you're maintaining the light and you're approaching your situations, people with a sense of loving and compassion. Even when you hear the worst of the worst, approach it with love and compassion, because you never know what the background story is to that individual. And several times you see that in so many things. So a great movie for that was the movie The Joker, right? That was a great example where the backstory ended up matching what the end result was. It was almost inevitable. Unless we are able to fix ourselves and manage, how are we approaching this? We're approaching it with love and compassion. Yeah, he laughed when he was afraid. You approach that with love and compassion. Thank goodness he had a little sticker, that badge, right? And if you haven't seen that movie, it is a good movie. But if you're someone who wants to stick away from dramas, don't do it. Do not do it. But if you can handle it, you can handle it. Now, last point, and then we're going to close it out, is maintain a well-balanced and peaceful life. That is your last assignment as a human being, is to maintain a peaceful life. You deserve peace. We deserve peace on earth. Peace on earth, everybody wants to go out and do something, and really the only thing that you can really control in this earth is yourself. You can control your thoughts, you can control your actions, and you can control your emotions. So when we're thinking about our maintaining a peaceful and balanced life, you have to maintain your inner self first. Maintain those thoughts. Are you filling your brain with negative thoughts, negative outcomes, pumping yourself with fear? Or are you programming yourself to know that everything that your heart's desires on this earth you can have? If you can have the negative by doing negative things, you reap what you sow. You definitely can reap the good things. And so you have to start practicing thinking about the good outcomes, thinking about the good things, and getting into that vibrational feeling. And I say stick to the feeling and vibration, because sometimes we can, here's how you could trick yourself. You can end up thinking about someone and getting caught up in that to the point that you want to make that someone be your someone. And we live on a planet of free will, so you can't make anybody be with you, even though you fantasize about them often. The whole point is that you get to know the feeling and the energy of what it feels like to be in union with an individual. You may put a face to that image, but I want you to connect with the feeling of what that feels like, because the universe, there's 8.5 billion people, but we have one person who was perfectly designed for us that will bring us the massive amount of success. how the universe orchestrates that. It's through miracles, it's through wonders, it's through synchronicities. And I don't even deviate from those. I go with the flow of them. So my suggestion is you don't attach a face to the person or the event, because there's certain things, even let's leave it from people and let's go to events. There are certain events that we want to create and manifest in our life, and we don't know how it's going to happen. That happened with me with one of my lessons that I did when I graduated the Citizens Police Academy. And the way that it came about of me even recording that episode, it was not even planned, but it was planned, orchestrated by the universe. I just had to be vibrationally ready to do what it was that I would need it to do should that time arise. And guess what? The opportunity presented itself, and I was ready to present and do my thing. And if you did not check out that video, then make sure you check out that video. I'll try to remember to post the link in the description. And so you can see that. So you want to maintain that peaceful life and balanced life by getting balance into your life. What is balance? Well, balance is, for me, 12 areas of our lives. There's 12 categories that we go off of, and we are to master each category. And when we master each category, we are balanced. And mastering may not be the end result of what you think it should look like. It's a feeling. Do you feel you have mastered? I didn't know what it would look like, how I would look in the future when I would master my emotions. You don't know what that looks like because it's a feeling. And so you can't, when you close your eyes, and that's why meditation is so important when you're channeling your higher self, and you close your eyes and you're visualizing the type of life that you want. You're visualizing the type of spouse that you want to connect with. You are taking that information and you are harnessing the feeling of that. And it's the feeling that's going to guide you to where you need to be. When you meet that special someone, it's the feeling that you feel around that person. It's going to feel familiar. Why? Because you've already been thinking about it. That person may not be the same person you thought about, but the feeling and the actions, that they resonate. And then you can do your further investigations, but that's on another course. So I will leave that one alone. But those are my 5 points when we're talking about your assignment, what you're supposed to be doing as a human being on this planet. And if you're not satisfied with where you are, if you feel like your life is in total chaos, you're unorganized, and you need to bring that balance back into your life, then you need to check out my 90-day transformational life coaching program, which is going to touch all 12 areas of your life. And we're going to do some great connecting activities for you to get to know yourself a little bit more, and for you to have a deeper understanding on what it is that you want. We're going to specify those goals in each of those areas so that you can be the best version of yourself. The 2.0 version of yourself is what I like to call it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's lesson, and I cannot wait to see you. Oh, and links to the programs are all in the description bios. So check out the bio or the description page for the group and the links, and you pick the trainings that you want to, sign up for what you want to. You want to book a call with me, that's fine. Everything is listed for you in the bios. Well, I'm grateful and thankful for this opportunity, and I cannot wait to see you in the next episode. Until then, much love and peace. Mwah. This is Coach Andrew signing out. Prepare to transform your health and mind with the Omega Alpha Organization 90-Day Health Coaching Program. We are health experts who are here to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. Or you could book a private one-to-one coaching session for your health and life coaching needs. Do you have a creative skill or talent waiting to be showcased? Then why don't you join and be a part of our productions club and see what the productions department has to offer. Become a club member for exclusive coaching content just for members only. Let Omega Alpha Organization be your source to personal transformation, whether it's in personal health or personal wellness. Take one action step today, and just one. Either learn something new, discover more about yourself, enroll into one of our coaching programs, or join the club membership. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, bye.